Mercedes-AMG E53 is what happens when a sensible German executive saloon spends a bit too long in a gym and then plugs itself into a wall socket. And it might just be the beginning of the end for the AMG as we know it. A Mercedes saloon, which in theory should be beige, boring, and driven by someone called Nigel, who thinks a rev counter is a bit much. A rear that says Namaste, a front end that says let's have a problem, and a badge that used to mean V8 and now means it's complicated. Before we drive it, let's hear it if it sounds like the iconic AMG it once was. I'm in Sport Plus mode, give it a bit of a rev. Speakers in the cabin? Fine, they all do it. But what the hell is happening in the back, Mercedes? Speakers in the boot? You've gone a little bit too far. 1, 2, 3. Nice solid opening. Under here things get interesting. A 3-liter straight 6, not a V6, which means Mercedes has gone back to its roots, and we like that. Shame about the downsizing from 8 cylinders to 6. We also are getting a battery because it's a plug-in hybrid, but at least it's not as idiotic as going from 8 to 4. Yep, that iconic C63. And speaking of that experiment, sales dropped faster than piano falling out of the sky. And here's a fun fact, that very car failed its own emissions test, where the whole point of this experiment was to lower the emissions. So Mercedes looked at that and went, yeah, let's not do that again. 585 horses, 750 Nm of torque, but in race start mode we get 612 horses. Not too shabby, is it? Right, so it doesn't sound like an AMG, but let's see if it still drives like one. Let's pop it into Sport Plus mode, where I have access to 612 horsepower when I activate race start. So let's do that, shall we? Foot on the brake, foot on the throttle, race start activated. There it goes, all 2.3 tons of it. Tell you what, the heavy weight doesn't hold you back. So the declared 0 to 100 is 3.8 seconds and I'm 3.72. Bloody hell, this is good. I'm going to hard brake. The brakes are a bit of a lottery. The region system can be quite grubby. Sometimes I can't quite decide whether it needs to be Eco or AMG. But it stops eventually. Floor it. Oh, this is good. This is so good. It's so exciting. Nice. Back here, it's actually pretty good. Legroom, plenty. Headroom, fine. Unless, of course, you're a giraffe. And the boot, 370 liters, because cables and batteries now get their own suite. But you can still fit luggage, just not your hopes for track day. But that's the price you pay for going green, or at least greenish. Inside, it's a mix of futuristic tech and old school glamour. Alcantara cabin fiber and the steering wheel, wood trim down here. An interesting combination, but it kind of works. Less staining than piano black, which will, by the way, cost you extra money and give you a massive reflection. Materials are still premium, But you do start to notice where money didn't go. The screens are massive, sharp, crisp, beautiful. The operating system is brilliant. The passenger screen, completely unnecessary, unless of course you're traveling with a DJ or someone who likes tapping things pointlessly. Nice beefy steering wheel. Actually, most of the things you can control from your steering, including driving mode switch, which is very convenient. The pedals are aluminium. The bucket seat's properly adjustable, unlike most human relationships. I like the cabin. I think it's beautiful. It's a blend between a nightclub and a gentleman's club, and there's nothing wrong with that. .3 tons, you feel it. You know, it's a bit of a heavy old boy, all because of that battery, but it handles so well and it hides its weight even better. Like a fat man doing a ballet and somehow nailing the landing. It grips hard, it corners flat, the steering is direct, quick and laser sharp. It's all-wheel drive, but it can send nearly 100% of its power to the back wheels, which means it still feels like a good old proper AMG. Predictable, it's German, but playful, which is why we've always loved AMGs. It's a bit like dating a German who's got an Italian father. Feels steady, but you know, sooner rather than later, it's going to get wild. Since it's a hybrid, let's begin in a well-behaved mode, EV. Oh no, we can't, because I've got no battery. Okay, battery hold mode then. I bet you never thought you'd hear it in one sentence. Electric AMG. But let's get over it, it's not as bad as the C63 Circus. This one has fast charging, 60 kilowatts, and a decent range for what it is, about 100 kilometers, 60 miles. And I suspect that's all you really wanted to know about the electric bit. Fuel economy, I'm averaging 13 liters, quite a bit. Mercedes and the whole lot actually, they like to declare stuff, but it's a bit like learning how to do an open heart surgery from a book. Usually it's just theory. I'm going to floor it. And boom, just like that, the engine returns. Right, let's pop you into sport mode. Everything tightens like Kris Jenner's face. The suspension goes stiff. It's already stiff to begin with, bear that in mind. This isn't mushy, cushy, soft as baby food, sort of a cruiser. It's actually quite hardcore, and I love that. In the sport mode, the exhaust gets shouty, or at least the speakers do. And I can't help but wonder, why not let it be natural? Leave it alone. It's 6 glorious cylinders. Do we really need the speakers? But I suppose that's a silly question in this day and age. 9-speed automatic gearbox, yes, lots of gears to get through, and sometimes it ponders, it wanders, it blue skies, and you think to yourself, oh, for God's sake, just get on with it, will you? Luckily, you've got the aluminium paddle shifters to relieve the possible tension, but I gotta give it to Mercedes. This engine is brilliant, strong, smooth, and still feels like something mechanical is going on. It's so punchy, it picks up so fast. It's just wonderful. You got me dancing in your store, burning everything we know. It feels very sporty, but but not as playful as the M5, for example. Less pub fight, more PowerPoint, yet the price is similar. It's brilliant in places, frustrating in others, and a little confused everywhere else. But that's the future, isn't it? A bit of this, a bit of that. This is exciting, bold, classy, elegant, but that sound, that is hard to forgive. That was a bit dramatic, wasn't it? I want to know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!